going to watch the camera for a while instead of you.
Why?
I don't know, just see if that works.
Okay.
I'll still look at you, but I'm going to focus on the camera and that fly.
I really struggle with Zoom because whenever I watch Zoom, I'm just watching myself on the screen rather than the person I'm talking to. Like the little picture of me in the corner, my eyes just are looking in the corner at myself.
Yeah, and you look at your big beautiful eyes and go, oh, I love you.
No, I more look at my expressions back at the person, my reaction expressions. And go,
okay.
Is that what they want to see?
Mm.
Am I expressing what they think I am expressing?
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I just notice weird things about my face, like one eyebrow being a little higher than the other.
Yeah, but everyone has that.
Do they?
Well,
oh yeah, you one of your eyebrows is about a millimetre higher or something.
Yeah, well, one whole side is usually different than the other. It's not
yeah. Do you reckon you'd look beautiful if you had perfect symmetry, or looks
Nah, The
weird?
Bachelor proved that.
Why? Who had perfect symmetry?
Oh, I think they just showed that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they do have perfect symmetry. Maybe that is the thing, actually. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Who had perfect symmetry?
Well, the one that won had better symmetry than anyone else.
Did she?
Because what they did was they took a photo, an image, and they
split it. Yeah.
They split it and swapped it.
Mm.
And she just looked normal.
Yeah,
the others
all
all
right.
looked like really weird.
Oh wow!
And the one that won, Holly, she had the best symmetry. So maybe there's something in that. Actually, I got the wrong conclusion. I got the conclusion I wanted to get.
Did you? Can you tell me more about Holly? What she was like?
She had blonde hair that was short, but I think she sometimes had extensions in.
Mm.
And she there's something about her smile that had teeth in it.
Okay, was it a nice teethy smile or?
Yeah, it was. Something was adorable about it.
Okay.
I can't think of what she did. I think she was in marketing or something.
Okay. I can't remember her.
Oh, that's what she did. She always had this mannerism. I don't know if mannerism is the right word, but she'd go.
Okay.
But it wasn't as unattractive as that. It was like a quirk that was beautiful.
Oh, I was actually blown away by that. You should do that more often.
Oh dear.
Do you reckon people would be weirded out that we're just staring at them?
No. When you get a photo, the first person you look at is yourself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's a good photo, and you haven't even looked at anyone else.
That's exactly.
You're like, oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be weird if you looked at a photo and the first person you looked at wasn't yourself, really.
Yeah.
Like, you just naturally search for yourself in the photo.
Yeah, see what you look like.
Looking at other people.
Yeah, then you move around.
Mm.
Siblings, wives, other family members, friends, famous people.
Mm. Who's the most famous person you've met?
I don't know that I've met anyone famous.
Or seen from a distance.
Oh, Magda Sabansky. We might have seen John English at the zoo when I was a kid.
Johnny English.
John English. He was I think he was a singer, but I think he was more of an actor.
Mm.
And he was in Australian TV. I don't know. There's probably other actors, but I can't think.
Manuel.
Out of Faulty Towers.
No.
Oh, that's right. We saw Manuel. No, we didn't see Manuel.
The one that's
on
the
not
living
his
room.
name. Is that his name, Manuel? Is that his name? Because we got him confused with the other bloke that's French, and he's Greek.
Yeah, but they look very similar in my head.
No, it was the name for me. What's their name? It's Manuel and Chipotle or something.
Yeah, something similar like that.
Yeah, the French guy on chef shows and stuff.
Yeah, the living room.
No.
Oh, yeah. So that's how much they're the same. I get the Mikey's
You're like, they're from overseas, they're the same.
I really struggle with it.
He was playing with his kid, wasn't he, at the park?
Yeah, we went to Darling Harbour and we saw him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't look at me just because I'm famous.
Yeah.
No.
I was almost going to get his autograph.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah. But then when I would have seen it, I'd be like, oh, you're not Manuel.
Manu. Are you sure it's Manuel, or are you being rude by saying Manuel?
No, it's Manu. That's what I'm saying.
It's not Manu. Manu's the bloke off.
No, but I'm saying that Manu is his name, not Manuel.
No, the dude's name was not Manu because Manu is the French guy.
Exactly. We're on the same page there.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I thought it was Manuel, but then I realised it's Manu, the French guy.
Mm.
But I can't even think of what the other guy's name is. Just the guy that looks like Manu.
He doesn't look... They got different colour hair and everything.
The same accent.
Oh, one's Greek and one's French, Mum.
Okay. Well, when I get Danish or something other Danish or Spanish feta or something, I don't know what the difference is either.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a Danish-Spanish fetish. Oh, you said feta. Do you like feta?
Love it.
I don't know if I love it or it's just creamy or something.
Do you eat feta?
Yeah, I eat feta. I'll eat feta.
That's cooked or raw?
It's still the same thing whether it's cooked or raw, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's good to know. Good to know.
It's just cheese, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Really milky cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in food technology when I was a kid in home economics,
yeah,
I was really annoyed at my teacher, Mrs. Johnston, because she was an older lady.
Yeah.
But she would teach us all these like recipes for old things, like let's learn to make cottage cheese, let's learn to make lemon butter, let's learn to make
all this stuff that you buy these days.
All the stuff that you don't even like.
That you don't even use.
Exactly. And then I was thinking, can't we just learn how to cook?
Yeah, cook what we'll eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the problem with a lot of food things where they didn't want to pay for steak and veggies. You should learn how to cook steak and veggies, but the school ain't paying for that yet.
I remember once we even we did a dehydration lesson and we made sultanas.
Did you make them in an oven or in a dehydrator?
No, like we put grapes in a bag and sat them outside and the ants got to them and then they became sultanas.
Gross.
Gross. Did you ever do wish chips?
Is that like where you eat a chip and you wish on a magical star or something? Or?
Yeah.
All the time. It's just hard because there's only so many wishes and there's a lot of chips.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
I've got no idea what wish chips are.
Don't you?
No.
Wish chips are the ones that curve round.
Oh, are they wish chips, are they?
You don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
This is the first you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Please tell me that someone knows what I'm talking about here. A wish chip is a chip that folds over on itself and you go, oh, a wish chip, and then you say a wish and you eat it.
Oh, okay.
To yourself. You say, it's a wish chip. I don't know why you don't know what that is.
Oh, it sounds so... Did you read that in the Science magazine?
Oh, no, but I just thought everyone knew about wish chips.
No, now I come to think of it, I was reading Science today and it said something about wish chips are very accurate.
Just was wondering, that's all.
Okay. I say and then I work out something to say because I want to talk.
Yeah, I'm wanting to hold the talk stick, so if I grab it first.
Do we make this the talk stick and put it over there? What if you started talking and it was really good and I just went, oh, that's a cool crayon.
You gave me the talk stick and then you started talking.
Oh, I broke all the rules.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll take it back now.
I guess I just can't handle silence, can I?
I love silence.
Yeah, silence is golden, as they say.
Yeah.
Okay, say something. No. I can't do that thing like they did on that movie 300 where he opens his mouth real large and he's like looking like he's got all his teeth out and open his mouth. He's like...
I think you've done it well. Good job.
But his mouth is like a lot bigger than mine.
Yeah, it was probably CGI.
Yeah. Or he's really a reptilian and he can disengage his jaw and pop it right now. I've heard that's a reality.
So, what do you think about the people-pleasing stuff?
Well, if I'm the person getting pleased, that's pretty damn good. In general. Are you a people pleaser?
Big people pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that manifest itself?
I reduce my needs to look like I'm a shiny exterior to other people and kind of feed into what I think they are projecting they want.
Are you a people pleaser with me?
I don't know. I probably, yeah. It's so insidious / not normal for me that it's hard to not be.
Yeah.
I can't think of a concrete example with you, but...
But you do look after us.
But I think that's a bit different than people-pleasing. I think people-pleasing is in my own interests rather than your interests.
Oh, really? Is that the difference?
Oh, I'd say so.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a big element
so it's
of
about
people-pleasing.
image.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People-pleasing isn't to generate care and compassion for the other person. It's to make sure that your own self-interests are...
met.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've never had any research on that, but that's just my gut feeling around
it. That's your version
how it works
of
for
it.
Me.
Okay. And with that, how would you... So, just say you're in a room with 5 people.
Yeah.
So, your way of being superior is to be better at service and servanthood.
What? Better at service than servanthood?
Better at service and servanthood. So, your way of feeling good about yourself is to serve them, or to enable them, or
so if I'm in a group of 5 people and one of them
make it 6.
If I'm in a group of 6 people,
yeah,
and one of them says a joke and it's fallen flat,
yeah,
I will be a people pleaser for them, and give them a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, but that's not bad. That's compassion, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's also probably something like, you reciprocate that laugh when I have a joke, please. Maybe not. Maybe I'm too... Maybe I want them to like me so that I laugh when they say a joke, and I want them to like me.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about all that.
Maybe you're doing the right thing, but for the wrong reasons.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it sounds more authentic coming out of a man's mouth. Hey, women. Oh, jeez, I just spoiled that, didn't I? That's 2 viewers we'll never get back. I don't know, Mum. Yeah, I think the thing about you and some of the people I know who are close to you is that you're more word of the law than heart of the law.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it because it's in your culture. That's what gets you ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying. But there is also a thing where like perception is important too.
Perception's always important. What do you mean?
Like doing the right thing versus perceived to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Which could be seen as letter and heart, but really it's also there's a importance to what's perceived as well.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. If you neglect that, you do yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
But if you can do those things in the heart of it, then you don't really worry about the other stuff. You're doing it because there's actually you're doing it out of care and because you want to help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Not that I'm an overly helpful man. My main agenda is to help, but I do it in such an abstract way that I don't help as much as if I just got my hands dirty.
As in, you help the way you want to help.
Yeah. Not. I don't look for the need.
Yeah.
I look for my own motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
well,
within that
yeah.
is a drive to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just see it as you help the way that you feel comfortable helping.
Yeah. But you can sort of try and help and not help. You know what I mean? Because it's too abstract or it's got this. You got to get past a hurdle that you might never get past or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of reading from Martin Seligman, haven't you?
Yeah, but it was a long time ago. It was like before we met.
Mm.
I haven't read much of his stuff, but I've learnt stuff that has been like Martin Seligman started positive psychology, and I've learnt about positive psychology. So I don't know how much of that positive psychology was based on his research, or people taking up the banner and running with it. Yeah. Do you understand what positive psychology is?
Yeah.
I should explain it, shouldn't I?
Mm.
So, positive psychology, wait, in the past, psychology's been less about how to be, what it is to be a healthy, happy human, and more about how do we treat sickness. So it looks at mental illness and maladaptive behaviour and things that are wrong rather than things that are right. And positive psychology looks at things that work. And it was started by Martin Seligman in the 80s, 90s, I don't know, could have been the 70s, probably 80s. And he decided we need to find out more about people who excel at life and what are their attitudes and what their motivations are. And through research they've discovered certain things that make up what it means to be happy and healthy and motivated and find meaning, and how important things like meaning is to happiness and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So let's do a little experiment. Let's Martin Seligman someone in our life. Think of someone that you respect in your life. Don't name them, but think of someone you respect. And then think of what attributes or what makes them a strong person or someone that you look up to. Are you struggling to think of someone, or are you struggling to think of
No, I've got someone in my head, but just think of attributes that make up, that makes, like
what makes them have good psychology.
Well, I'm not sure they do, but I still look after them because they're wise. But I don't necessarily they've got all the answers around. Like they're not a prototypical like person who's got their shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just wise, and they're understanding, and they're kind.
Yeah.
And reliable.
Yeah.
And fair.
Mm.
And able to articulate what they're trying to say to a certain extent, but they're also not very open to talking about anything too deep or anything and stuff like that. Yeah. Mm. So I don't know.
See, because wisdom, I think, like when someone's wise, it's usually that circumstances have been hard on them, like life has been hard on them, and they've responded in a way that's been.
They haven't let it beat them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're talking about in the other episode about leveling up and leveling down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The people that I respect the most are people that have integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't really like their characteristics or who they display to be, but if I know that they're completely themselves or a pretty similar picture in all their circles, I really like that.
Mm.
Yeah. It's something that I sometimes have lacked in the past and I'm trying to improve upon.
Fair enough. Oh, you've come a long way, Bob.
Thank you.
It's only because of that people-pleasing thing where you're trying to fit, and it makes you a bit of a chameleon where you'll fit to the group to be liked rather than be genuine and authentic and show your true self. But that comes with age, because you've got to figure out who you are before you can show your true self. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just an amalgam of the people around you, isn't it, really?
Talk to me about that 5 people rule.
Oh, that sort of the makeup of the 5 closest people around you. Yeah. I don't know if that's... I don't know how true that is. I think it's generally true that the people you... Like I've learnt so much from you, and you've been a model for me for me to become a better person. And if you weren't a good person, I wouldn't have had those things to model. But it probably is true, but there's certain elements like that doesn't account for learning and singular experiences to hardly do with you, and having breakthroughs that have got to do with hitting the wall or sort of what's it called when you hit rock bottom and stuff like that, and you sort of you reassess things and you look at your map of what you believe and who you are, and you go, well, this hasn't worked. Let's see if there's some faults in this, and you have a critical look at yourself. But definitely, like I know that when I was a kid, when I was in about year 9, 10, I started hanging around kids that were a bit rougher, a bit lower socially economic, that were great people, but weren't coming from families that were very well educated, and were like didn't have those role models in their lives where they were learning off the people around them. And I definitely I developed personal traits that I wouldn't have accepted before that. It was just, it blended into me, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And I've become more of that person, more of a little, like a street kid. Yeah. Even though I didn't grow up as a street kid. Yeah. 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 Like had a street sort of attitude. Yeah. Yeah. Bit more of a harder edge and talk a bit rougher and more fun, as in the scope of things that you'll get up to is more, but probably that scope makes not good boundaries and you get yourself in trouble. Yeah. So yeah, definitely, because it was a bit weird when you come along, because you were sort of like a different from a different class than what I was. And while the classes blurred in Australia, there's still classes, still, lower class, middle class, upper class sort of thing, and then elite snobs. See how I give the rich a hard time? I'm so mean. All they do is take all our money. And what was I talking about? So yeah, I was more upper lower class sort of thing. Like my parents weren't well educated, but they come from families that were hardworking and looked after themselves and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went through school, I hung around a mix of kids, but then when I got into a bit of trouble, and my friend group sort of pushed me aside because I was at that age where I was hitting puberty and just wasn't as in control of myself as I was before that point, and looking to explore life. And so I moved on to this other group where we had a lot of fun, but I got myself in a lot of trouble. And then I just sort of stayed, like I couldn't there was a barrier to me being around people who had it together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Until you came along. And then because we had that connection outside of that,
yeah.
I was able to form a bond.
Yeah.
And I soon realised that this is really good for me, and this girl is a winner. Even though you had these things that other people were discounting you for, like your mental illness, like that's when you were going through the throes of it.
Yeah.
And so your market value was down, but I could see your market value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apple's cut up an apple.
Grace has just woken up, so